You know there's a purple dragon in the middle of Mars that's gonna come and attack us any day now. And he's gonna rape your mom. We all know this. You're the only one who's ignoring it. Everybody knows the purple dragon is gonna rape your mom and kill everybody else. And it's gonna be horrible. And this is what you want. You want this. You're part of the purple dragon conspiracy to take over.
We're behind Mauritius and Cyprus, but we're also behind Cambodia, Lithuania, Malaysia, the Czech Republic, Greece.
Eastern Europe.
Sense,
Unbelievable.
Right? Because of misinformation and the way it's interacting with our hyper-partisan political landscape. That's why we're here. And there's no question that 3 hours of the Brett and Heather show on Joe Rogan is having an effect. And that'll sound as censorious as it does. I just think it's irresponsible. And
Tom, they're just saying you can get rid of it to convince you to take the mandatory, or then they'll say they didn't get rid of it and the precedent will be set. Why though? Why would they want to do that? Like, what incentives, what do they get out of that? That's like, all of the controversy over it would be incentive for them to not want to do that in the first place. Like, all of the crap that they keep getting over all of the freaking mandates and all of the lockdowns and all of this stuff, like, they wouldn't do this stuff if you like, more power. It's not more power. You're just making this up. Like, you guys like think like, oh, they did something, more power now. Like, no, that's not how this works. Like, they still have like, they could have always have done this stuff, right? Like, there's already precedent set for vaccinations and crap like that. Like, these this isn't the first time we've ever had a virus like this. Like, the United States has had tons of times where they've locked down, where they've had mandatory vaccines. Like, this isn't something new. Do you think governments want to have control over the populace? Yeah, sure, but when you say governments, who are you talking about? Because the president will be gone soon enough. Congress votes as a body. So, like, as a body, no, they, like, one person does not get a whole lot more power because the body gets more power. Like, the body itself doesn't want more power. They just want to vote on things, because if all of a sudden they break that power, then they're not going to, nobody's going to want to vote them back in. Checks and balances keep them in place to where they're not able to just, like, overstep for absolutely no reason. Like, so no, I don't think that they, like, individuals, yes, individuals want more power. The government, no. The government itself in the United States can't just want more power, because there's no way for that to happen. There's, like, nothing there. Our entire structure is set up to where, like, to where that can't happen. All of our institutions are set up in a way to where, like, there isn't, like, more power means nothing. If they can force you to get injections, that's more power. You can say that, but for who? Like, what, you don't actually say what that means. Like, just saying more power, this is your boogeyman word. Like, you're just throwing out random words that you think means something, but it doesn't mean anything. The establishment in general, why? That doesn't mean anything. What are you talking about? This doesn't make sense, Rosama. You're not saying anything. Just saying general, like, throwing out boogeyman general words. You're not saying anything, dude. Honestly, the UN, China, those in the US government secretly working with that. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous, dude. Like, you're just throwing out more boogeyman words. Like, you're not actually saying anything. Tell me what it is. Tell me what's happening. Tell me what the secret is. Like, what is it that they want more power for? What is it that they're trying to do? Just, like, making up stuff, like, because they want more power. What does that mean? What does more power mean? It doesn't mean anything. In the way that you're saying this, and in the system that we have in the United States, more power doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. The government, Fed, state, like, yeah, again, yes, so thank you. More boogeyman words, thank you. Just throw them all out there. Go ahead. Just keep typing all the boogeyman words in the chat. You guys can scare yourselves and piss your pants. You're not saying anything. More power, more control, man. The Great Reset. Thank you. Yes, more. Keep going, guys. Keep going. Let's go. Get them all out there. What more boogeyman words? Let's hear it all. Let's get all of them out there. What else we got? Deep state. Let's get the deep state in there. Let's talk about who the Illuminati as well. Throw that one in there. We're heading towards a world where everyone is tracked all the time, so you can't scratch your butt without the government watching. I mean, I don't know that that's actually true. I know that some countries have done that. The technology's been around for a long time. Sweden's been doing that for a long time, but like everybody's been saying we've been heading towards that since the frickin' 80s, and here we are over 30 years later. Tom didn't even know the opioid crisis happened, and he thinks bro, you seriously lie, dude. You seriously just lie. Everybody in the chat knows that I was a freaking heroin addict, and then I started off by getting prescribed a bunch of pain medication from my doctor, and then ended up addicted for long periods of time. That freaking ruined the trajectory of my entire life. Like, everybody knows this. You can't like make stuff up like that and think people are just gonna believe you. I've talked about the opioid crisis a million times. You guys were saying that the pharmaceutical companies purposefully got people addicted so that they could sell more pills, and then sent me a bunch of stuff, one after another, that did not say that at all. None of them said that. I read 4 or 5 different things. Nothing said that. Nothing. But you'll still go on and act as though you know something, but you can't prove it in any way whatsoever. If they do mandatory vaccines, they enforce an app on your phone as proof, or a chip eventually. That's a huge amount of tracking surveillance they've made inescapable. I don't... Yeah, sure. I don't know what you're talking about, though. Like, again, you guys are just making stuff up right now. Like, that's not a thing. If they establish that you can have outbreak with the vaccine and these trackers are in place... What trackers? What are you talking about? What trackers? There are no trackers. Again, we were all here, dude. You didn't even know pharma did anything wrong. No, you're just lying, dude. You're just lying. Like, I don't know how do you guys come up with this stuff? Like, do you guys just like think of things while you're going to sleep and then wake up and like, yeah, that was a good idea. Let me go start telling everybody this is a thing. Like, or do you read these on like Reddit logs and think like, yeah, that's probably true. I'll believe that now. Like, I don't understand how you guys come up with like what is true or what's happening or what's not happening. Like, I don't understand it in any way. I mean, if I was buying into all of this stuff, I mean, damn, dude, when I was born, like, the freaking world would have been over in 2012. There are no trackers. There will be for the sake of safety. That's the end game. You just don't want to admit it till it's too late. But dude, again, you're just saying things. Show me some proof. Show me where you're getting this from. Show me some evidence. You are literally just saying things. I have to use a QR code to go to the supermarket. Get ready for it. Wait, you have to use it? And you're saying you use it for the supermarket. What does it do for the supermarket? Like, you have to do it because the supermarket said so, or you have to do it because the government said so? Yes, for contact tracing. Okay. Yeah. Like, the United States isn't doing any of that stuff, so it's a bit different. Like what you guys are doing, what China's doing, what Hong Kong's doing, like what a bunch of other countries are doing, the United States isn't doing any of that stuff because they're not allowed to. Yes, again, saying some countries have them. Like, there's been some countries have socialism. The United States doesn't. Like, it's not different. We're just more resistant. We're on the same path, slower. I I highly disagree. So, like, in some ways, sure. Like when it comes to data collection, yes. Like we have data collection from big tech companies like Facebook and Twitter, YouTube, stuff like that. Do you have to use Facebook and YouTube and Twitter? No, just get off of them. If you don't want your stuff being tracked, if you don't want them collecting your data, then don't get on those websites. It's super simple. You guys can, like, again, you guys can keep saying boogeyman words like more power. It doesn't mean anything. You don't even know what more power means. You, like, I can keep asking you the same questions and you guys can keep refusing to answer any of them. And then act like I'm the weird one here because I don't just like make up things in my head and start worrying about them. But in reality, like I none of these things are here. None of these things are on the precipice. You guys still have the option to choose what you do and don't associate with, or where you do and don't go, what apps you do and don't use, what is or isn't on your phone, all of this stuff, or even whether or not you have a phone. Like, all of this stuff still exists. You guys don't have to use these things if you don't want to, but you act like everybody's forcing you to be part of society. Nobody cares if you're not part of society, guys. Go live in the freaking woods. Nobody's going to care. Like, go do it. The rest of us, like, yeah, we don't, like, we're fine with people collecting our data so that we can have better quality stuff. Okay, Tom, none of us will worry about tyranny. You can call it tyranny, but it's not tyranny. You just like to put labels on things to make it more scary. Like, see, you're just using more boogeyman words. If Tom has his way, what is Tom's way? What is Tom's way? What is it that I'm advocating for here? I haven't advocated for anything. Like, I'm just saying that you're wrong. And this is what you always do, is like, I start telling you you're wrong and you twist that into me taking some position of something else, but I'm not. It's not like a binary. There's not team games here. I'm just saying you're wrong. That doesn't mean that I have some other position or I'm in favor of something else. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't just make things up. I care about facts. I care about what's actually happening. I need evidence to know whether or not something is true. Like, it's pretty simple. I don't just make up things and then say, like, well, everything's bad now. Do you still need me in the AMA room? Like, as a backup, that would be good. If you're busy, it's not a big deal, but it would be good to have somebody who's there just in case. I don't have to say anything else except for you guys haven't, like, you guys can't show anything or even make statements of anything happening. You guys can't even say this is what's happening. You're just like making broad generalizations of like this is what's going to happen. How do you know? It is. You already know it's happening. How do you know, though? Because we're on our way. Well, how are we on our way? It's almost there. We're almost there, Tom. Why don't you want to stop this? Why won't you stop it with us? We're all here to stop it. Stop what? Power! We're here to stop power from happening. Oh my goodness. We are pointing to crazy COVID enforcement happening all around the world, and you're like, but not America. But people in America are pushing for it here. Like what? Dude, seriously, guys, I'm about to block freaking everybody. You're driving me crazy. Please do me a favor. Give me specifics. Please give me some freaking specifics. Please. Somebody. Something specific. Something that's actually happening, not something that you think might happen someday, somehow, some way. I want to see something that is actually happening. Tom's blocking us for more power. They're all a bunch of freaking conspiracy theorists, big papa fascists. They're all talking about how, like, they're literally just like making, like, literally, they haven't said anything. I don't know what they're afraid of. They're not saying anything. They're saying that the government wants more power. The government's taking over. The government's is gonna track you literally everywhere you go. The government's trying to force you to get to the vaccine so that they can have more control over your life. Like, they're just saying random stuff, but they're not actually saying anything. Like, I can keep saying, there's a freaking purple dragon that lives in the middle of Mars, and he's gonna attack us any day. It's happening. And everybody's like, wait, why do you think this? Like, where's it? It is there. Can you not see Mars? Can you not see Mars? Are you telling me Mars doesn't exist? Is that what you really think? You think Mars doesn't exist? It's like, well, no, Mars exists. That's fine. Like, but like, what does that have? Then you know there's a purple dragon in the middle of Mars that's gonna come and attack us any day now, and he's gonna rape your mom. We all know this. You're the only one who's ignoring it. Everybody knows the purple dragon is gonna rape your mom and kill everybody else, and it's gonna be horrible. And this is what you want. You want this. You're part of the purple dragon conspiracy to take over. We should put ivermectin in the water supply. You must really believe in America's ability to be the only country where people aren't going to go crazy tracking over the enforcement. Dude, it's not. There's tons of countries that aren't doing that. It's not a straw man, B. Heller. You guys haven't said anything. You're just saying random stuff this whole time. That is literally what you guys are doing. There's Mars exists. Are you denying Mars exists? It's like, what? No, Mars exists. Then there's a purple dragon inside of it that's trying to come and rape your mom and kill everybody. That's what you guys are doing. Like, I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, more power? What do you mean? Are you denying that Freddy Drongo has to use a QR code when he goes to the freaking supermarket? Are you denying that, Tom? No, okay, fine. Freddy Drongo has to use a freaking QR code when he goes. Then they want more power, and they're trying to track out all of our movements here in the United States for more power. They want more power, Tom. Like, what does more power mean? Everything. I can point to several examples of heavy-handedness of COVID enforcement that are currently happening, Tom. Like what? In the United States, finally, somebody who can point to something. The purple dragon actually raped the neighbors in Tom's. Like, what? It's not in this house. No, that's not it at all. You guys are straight up saying, like, because Mars exists, there's obviously a purple dragon in the middle of it that's going to come rape everybody's moms. Mars exists. The thinking purple dragon has woke and is coming for the kingdom. The Bailey. Thank you, Neo. Somebody understands. It's not it is not a straw man. It is an example of a Motte and Bailey. NYC, for instance, will be finding madness peeps on I don't know what that means. Finding madness peeps. Don't say add to the pile. You guys like you guys have not added anything. You guys haven't said anything. You guys have given examples of things that are happening in other countries that don't have the United States Constitution, that don't have the United States institutions, like that don't have the United States checks and balances. Maskless? Okay. New York City will be finding maskless peeps on subways. Yes, maskless. Like having no mask, yeah. Like if you're in New York City where the population is so condensed, it's probably a good thing to find people if they're not willing to act as good citizens within the population. But that's not an example of more power because it's making all the businesses leave and property value is finally going to normalize around what it is when I was a kid. Yep. They can kind of tell you what articles of clothing you should and shouldn't wear in certain places. If it's the subway is public transportation, the government can decide who does or doesn't or like what they can or can't wear on government property. Show I can't just say there's a purple dragon in the middle of Mars, and unless you prove me wrong, then it's definitely there.